I'm Rick Stivers. I'd like to welcome you to Young Martin's Reels. I'd like to welcome you now to part 2 of the Shakespeare spinning reel model 1850 rebuild. And what we're going to do on this one, this is an experiment. This is the handle I put on the other day, and it works fine. It's not perfect. It's kind of ugly. So I'm not going to keep this one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to break this. I want to try to crush the there we go, the knob, and tear it apart and so remove it. It will not come off over the post. It's hardened enough to that point where it wouldn't do that. But you see, it's still a little bit pliable. As time goes on, this will become less and less pliable, and will become harder. But we're going to make a whole new knob to put on it, and we want to clean this guy up. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to file this down. I'm going to clamp it down in my vise over here and climb it. And I've got to try to polish this as best I can to make it look as nice as I can, because I'm going to try to silver plate it, not silver, nickel plate it. And we want it to look as good. If it's got dents and stuff in it before it's nickel plated, well, when you nickel plate it, it's going to have even more dents and stuff, or be more visible. So we're going to try to clean this up as best we can to make it look as nice as we can before we nickel plate it. So, but basically I'm just going to take a file to it and try to get some of this extra brazing down, try to reshape the head of it just a little bit, take this dent out that's over here, and then try to sand it and polish it. Okay, I've been working on this for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and this is about as good as I'm going to get it. I'm not a shaper and somebody who can takes things and make them perfect. That's just not who I am. And you guys probably know that by now. But anyway, it does look a lot better, and you can see I've sanded off almost all of the original chroming. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this thing and we're going to take it out there and try to nickel plate it and see what happens. Okay, we've got things set up now. I've got the part cleaned, and we're going to turn this off, and we are going to remove this side over here and this side over here. We only need one of these anodes. One is an anode and the other one's a heck, I don't remember. Anyway, we are going to take and hook the positive up to this side, and then I've made this little thing here for this to sit down inside there, and we want it to sit as far over on this side away from the other side as possible. And now I'm going to clip this onto this side, and it's not working quite the way I want it to. We want it to do this like that. There we go. I want it to be suspended out in the middle, away from everything else, and hopefully it's making good enough contact. Yep. And now it's way over there. Okay, there. Now I think I've got it mostly in the middle. Let's turn it on, see if I've got electrical connection. There we go. Okay, and we are starting the electroplating process on the handle. And they say I need to give that at least 40 minutes. So I'm not going to let it sit here and let the camera run for 40 minutes, especially since it's supposed to be raining sometime soon. But we'll see how this turns out. And they say once you've created the solution, you can just keep a lid on it and use it anytime you want. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll drop the two metal plates down inside it when I'm done and let them just sit in there. And we'll put a lid on it. And anytime I need to electroplate something, I should be able to hook it up like this. And we should be able to put a nickel finish on it. I stopped it for a second, took it out and looked at it, and yes, it is electroplating. I only ran it for like 4 or 5 minutes, and it still already was turning silver. So it's looking pretty good. I did have difficulty getting the electrical to hook back up on this side. The clamp over here is kind of corroded. I need to clean those. But aside from that, it's working fine. It's boiling like crazy, and it's doing its electroplating. So I'm going to give it about 40 minutes, and we'll come back and see what we got. Okay, we've been running for about 40 minutes now, and they tell me that should be sufficient time. And so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this thing off. I've been running on 6 volts. We'll take the positive lead off. We'll take the negative lead, and let's have a look at what we have here. There we have a nickel-plated handle, and I'm going to try to polish it up a little bit with some 4/0 steel wool, but at least it ain't corroded and rusty anymore, and that's kind of interesting. And this one here, all right. So anyway, like I said, this one here was just a test. I'm not really planning to use this one, but I have poured a new mold for it. Now, did I hook this up wrong? I think I did. I think I hooked this up wrong. Okay, this is my setup for nickel plating this handle. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to give it a try. The one thing I did learn the last time I nickel plated one was not to leave it in too long without taking it out and sanding it first. I over nickel plated it and it ended up coming out with a really rough finish. I left it in for 40 minutes. So now I'm going with like 5-minute segments, taking it out and hitting it with some 600 sandpaper each time, sticking it back in and seeing if I can make it look like it's halfway decent. Now I'm sure there's some of you out there with a whole lot more patience than I have who could get far better results than this, but I'm adequately satisfied with what I've done. I think I've put enough effort into this $15 reel. I think we're done. I'm pretty happy with how it's come out. I still got to make a knob for it, and that'll be the next video.